He was in control. How wrong he was.
Adam 22 was a weirdo, and it's going to really show here as he not only defends academics, while anybody with even the slightest of moral compasses spoke out against it. It seems like he went the next step of like intimidating his employees and making sure that everybody in the office doesn't speak out against this. Yeah, it really seems like they're not even allowed to be critical of academics, because if you're critical of academics, you're critical of Adam 22, in short. So let's get into it.
Okay, so they're going to kill us if we don't do this, but let me fill you in on the academics accusations. So
the accusations.
Whoa, that's good. I didn't think of that. He's starts saying to the kid, "Oh, so like, would you Max? Would you he starts saying stuff.
Would you let Max you?
Right, that kind of thing.
But
basically
these kids talk like that in the Discord.
Right, he's riffing on the level of obsession that this kid allegedly had for Max.
Fucking Lush.
Right, and so then this, I believe, I personally think it's been kind of like reframed as if Ack was in any like serious way suggesting that this 15-year-old kid might have sexual interactions with one of these streamers. I think they were asking like, would you fuck his sister? Would you? And the kid, to his credit, is kind of saying like, no, I'm underage.
Now, look, I already covered the whole academics drama basically a week from now at this point, right? But what I will add, since these dudes are giving their late ass, weird ass narrative, and first of all, before I even get into my point, the fact that Brick Baby's playing like he don't know what happened is crazy. I mean, maybe he wasn't paying attention to the news cycle while he was out in Vegas, but I find that too convenient. And I think Lush is just suppressing his thoughts, and I wish I kept my recording of the music stream from this same Tuesday show, because Suspect low-key said what the vibes were. He kind of referenced, for the 500 people that may have been paying attention during that stream, he said, like, if there is something that I don't want y'all to talk about, it's going to be known. I'm going to let everybody know as soon as I come in here, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not quoting him exactly, but basically alluded to the fact that there are subjects that are off limits, and certain co-hosts and hosts make that known of what's off limits and what's not. And I feel like this one goes without saying, but I'm willing to bet that on the back end, behind the scenes, Adam hit the group chat for this Tuesday show and said, we have to cover the academics thing. However, I don't want to get on his blacklist as far as people to do business with him in the future, first and foremost. And then second of all, I would look like a giant hypocrite because I basically got accused of grooming as well. And it was all about his own doing of typing wild things online back in 2015, 2016 or whatever. So it just all looked crazy, right? And I feel like just reading the room, that's kind of part of what this whole commentary stuff, requires, right? And I feel like just reading the room, Adam probably put his foot down. So I'll just straight up fire whoever wants to talk about academics grooming a 15-year-old, because you guys already know they call me Adam 16, and he tried to take part in Clap and Point and Shoot's channel, who kind of really led the charge on the whole Adam 16 stuff. When he thought it was past him, Point and Shoot kindly reminded the world, like, nah, this dude's weird. And so now he's basically forcing his employees to either pick between their job or, in my opinion, or not speaking out against the boss, essentially. Everybody was shook. I think everybody was afraid to state what their actual opinions may have been. And we're going to get into that, because Lush ends up doing a stream with Compa Raider, I want to say after this Tuesday show happened. Maybe it was even on Wednesday night. I'm not sure. I caught it later, and we got some clips from that too coming up. But back into their BS defense of academics.
So I wouldn't fuck his sister, who is above age, because that would make her that type of thing. And so, yeah, this clip comes out, and it's basically characterized as academics is a PDF file, academics is grooming this kid, etc. And there's so many people who are invested in pushing this narrative about Ack.
For all that can read, you know what I'm saying, it's right there on the screen to answer Brick Baby's raspy how. That's how. Rewind it if you're unclear.
That now it's almost become like, if you aren't on board with agreeing that Ack is the worst things that you could possibly say about him,
Then you a 69 guy.
and you're part of it. You're covering up right now.
Well, see, the thing that Adam missed in this whole criticism of academics and his strange behaviors, and Point and Shoot did a great video. You know what I'm saying? He did a great video pulling up clips that a lot of people probably forgot about. So shout out to that. But what he's missing in this whole thing is that there was a textbook definition, a textbook example of what grooming is that took place on a Discord that was also being streamed at the time. Even if it wasn't being streamed, as Noor said, imagine how they joke and what they say when the calls aren't being recorded and when they aren't live. They knew that it was being recorded and live. They knew this. And this is how they were, quotes, joking. Normal grown men do not joke like that. We've already talked about it. I was once a gamer for a long time. Like, from the age of 22 to 29. And, you know what I'm saying? I was a gamer. Oh, I just gave my age out, right? Well, you guys know I'm over 29, basically. But look, from that time span, I was a gamer. I would be I always had to make sure I had a headset with every console I had, right? I'm in game chat. I've already talked about it before. We're not really talking to the little kids on the game. And if you do crash out, you're probably not crashing out on the little kids that are in there trolling. That's not normal behavior. Nobody that I would run with or add to my friends list, at least, I was friends with a lot of crash outs on my PlayStation and Xbox friends list. They weren't crashing out on kids. They were crashing out on other grown men. So it's inexcusable behavior. It's not about trying to gain clout. I've already said before, I'll say it again. I'm transparent over here. Despite being faceless, I'm transparent. The name of the game is clout. The name of the game is followers and subscribers. That equals money in this modern era. Saying, oh, you're clout chasing, that's not the diss that you think it is. That's the name of the game. You're clout chasing. Everything about how No Jumper is built is clout chasing. The difference is you thought you were different because your clout chasing is, oh, well, I was on it early. Ironically enough, No Jumper's whole business model, what got them here to the 5 million subs before everybody left because Adam took Axe advice and brought on, racist people to so-called debate. Before he took that bad advice, what was No Jumper known for? For being the first ones to be on to the poppin' new underground hip-hop artist. So your whole style of journalism is being first to hit it, essentially. Anyways, back to the clips.
He's all like, nah. He's like, that's grooming. That's grooming. You can't send no strippers over here. That's grooming. Like, you gonna put a case on me and you gonna put a case on them. That's what the kid is saying.
What the little nigga said.
Yeah, that's what the kid said. And that was in the beginning part.
He was
before
keeping it real.
Yeah. So he's actually playing it off really well. And to be fair, the kid does not look disturbed at all. I had older homies that would joke around with me like that when I was that age. I thought that shit was funny. Matter of fact, I wish my older homies would have sent me a stripper when I was 15. I would have been happy as a pig and shit.
I know,
So Lush is just Flacco without a stutter and with multiple addictions. That's what I'm getting out of this blatant lie. So when the academics news dropped, I went into research mode, right? And I decided to go the route of let's show the effect. Since he was so dismissive with his first chance at an apology, he was so dismissive of the seriousness and the gravity of the situation. that I went and found examples of people saying that they were, sexually active too early in life and how it affected their life. So what did I stumble upon in that search? I stumbled upon Lush, A Life on Drugs. And what did Lush say in A Life on Drugs? Well, the screenshot's right here. This is from my Academics is Getting Canceled video. Dropped this week, or this over the weekend. Check it out. There's a timestamp in there on the screenshot so that you can go straight to the part that Lush is contradicting himself right here. Like, bro, what? Just a year or two ago, you're on Software Underbelly trying to get everybody to feel sorry for you because you were touched by a few adult women as a minor. And that's, you're saying that's one of the major reasons why you're an addict. I felt sorry for you. But then you come on here and you shuck and jive so Adam doesn't fire you again. Pathetic.
Think my older homies, man, I ain't gonna. Hey, we got strippers around for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. And the thing about the academic thing was because it didn't just stop at that. Well, I think the worst part of it and the thing that's got him in the most hot water is when he specifically, like you were saying earlier, was like, what if it was like, you want to be close to Mac or you want to be close to Max, you should just let him so he can be inside you. That's what Axe said. It's on the stream.
That is a lot.
Literally said
That's
that.
a lot.
He said that on the stream.
But Gunner, it looked like somebody clapped Gunner's cheeks in Vegas.
But
he was
real,
out of it.
I should because I seen so much anticipation on Reddit because they're looking at this situation as a situation in which I need to disavow Academics and his behavior in order to be, I guess, like morally cohesive. And from my perspective, even if I can say, yeah, like, all right, Act should not have done that. He should be more mindful about how he's speaking, especially when there's a minor on the Discord call, whatever. Sure. Like a very coveted role. It's just the level of desperation to cancel people is so lame to me. And I have people in my DMs who I think of as gangsters, who I know have done the things that gangsters do, and they're in my DMs saying like, "Oh man, you better cancel Act."
So for whatever reason, to just summarize what we just watched there from just a little snippet of that episode of they should just title the defense of Academics. They're basically the public defender, and gosh, if that guy on screen is your public defender, just put the handcuffs on yourself. You're going to prison, pal. But Adam basically came on here and tried to do damage control. He's like really bad at damage control in probably all situations that we've seen. We got a clip of that. It's the last clip. It's before that we're gonna watch a Lush essentially contradict himself again and say what he would gain a lot of fans and probably a lot of subscribers to his channel if he would just man the fuck up as Comparator told him to, and come in here and say what you actually want to say. Do you really think Adam wants another wrongful firing suit? This is the perfect time to say what you want to say. But Lush chose to wait to do so from his own stream, and even then he's playing it kind of safe because he's probably afraid of getting fired for things he said while he's not at the No Jumper office. But yeah, so Adam thinks that everybody's just hating on Academics out of jealousy, which that's not the case, dude. It's not hating. He did something that's wrong. It's a perfect example. Like, you could put his picture next to the definition grooming and it would be accurate based off of what we saw in that stream. This is all my opinion. I'm not saying that it isn't fact. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. But from what we saw in the leaked footage from the Discord, sorry, not stream, but from the leaked footage or whatever the heck the stuff is, no matter how it got to us, we saw it. It's out there. Just like the other creepy clips that exist, just like the weird case that exists. Public opinion is going to public opinion at the end of the day. And that's just what it is. I don't see a future where Axe Stream ever recovers number-wise. I could be wrong. Maybe he'll pull some type of stunt to get the views up. we'll see. We're just gonna have to wait and see. And that's if he doesn't get into further trouble. I saw some YouTuber was reporting this morning that Academic's house was raided. They're trying to get his PCs. I don't know about all that. I don't know about the factuality of that. What we're reporting on is what we saw, and not even reporting. What we're commentating on, just offering my opinion, and maybe some jokes. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's watch Comparator tell Lush that he's moving soft and he needs to man up. And that shout out to Comparator for being the only person in the No Jumper universe. Maybe it's because he doesn't work there anymore. That just straight up said, yo, this is wrong. Because my thing is AD's under fire for not saying this is wrong just because, you know, he wants to keep his business relations with the Academics. And Comparator came out here, crazy eye and all, and said, yo, nah, that's wrong. I'm a dad. If someone talked to my kid that way, it's up. And here's a golden rule that I came up with while watching this footage. And something that I've just subconsciously been living by in my whole gaming life, right? Don't say anything to a child that you wouldn't say to that child with their parent standing right next to them. I don't know if I worded that the best way, but that's a simple rule of thumb that everybody could carry with them into the next game chat or Discord. If you even think someone might be a child, just talk to them the same way that you would talk to them as if their parent was right in front of you. Or if a mandated reporter or / teacher or some type of school staff was right in front of you. It's really simple. It's really simple to do that.
You feel me? Like,
Fool, what's up with academics?
what are your thoughts? Okay.
Okay, fool, that fool's a chon. He's like an SPM, homie. Straight up, fool.
You can't. That's such a fucking like extreme statement.
Fool, he's telling a little boy about dick, homie. Like, well, you wouldn't.
So,
and he's a little boy's like, hey, you're grooming. I'm 15 years old. He's like telling him, hey, and he's pushing, and that's on camera. Imagine without camera, that fool is, he's something else, dog.
now,
Point and shoot.
what we've
Point and shoot. He pointed out a lot of stuff.
what we saw him say on camera.
You don't do that to a kid, dog. You do that. Would
No.
you do that to a kid? Would
No.
you do that to a kid?
No.
If you did that to my kid, I will. Fool.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Come on, compa.
So like you
don't bomb it.
you have a son.
I'm at your house. You're hog-tied.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
hog-tied. You're saying sorry and everything.
Now
You're
you have
like,
a son
shit.
that's older and you have a son that's younger than
Yeah,
that kid.
straight up, man.
So
Yes.
So if your son was
Come on,
15 years old,
You don't do that. Like you don't do that. You don't do that.
let me ask you this:
He should be on Megan's Law.
Did you have
He should be on Megan's Law.
when you were that age?
That's where you do all the no?
Right.
PDFs?
Yes. When you were that age, did you have older homies that would like? If you had older homies and you were 15,
But no one's talking about, hey, you want a dick in your ass?
that's
Come on, compa.
That part.
Being a bitch is different.
That part is.
You know what? Hey, you want to try to fucking, hey, fool, fuck that bitch, whatever. But you're telling him, hey, fool, why don't you take it? What if you were a girl? Wouldn't you get the dick?
If you were 15 and your older homies were like, "Hey, I'm gonna order some strippers for you," what would you say?
Let's run it.
Okay.
I lost my virginity at 16, but that's different. They're talking about.
I was
dick in his
14.
ass. This fucking fat guy looking like a fat diddly. He's fool. That is not right, fool. And I seen when you brought that up, they were kind of like backing them up. They were being biased.
Well, I brought look.
They're being biased because
I brought up the point that
I like that you finally let your nuts hang after 30 minutes of the conversation. You let them hang.
Nah, Comparator's just being respectful of this space that Lush has gotten. What's interesting to me is how after Lush's first firing from No Jumper, he went in and said, "All right, Adam, I like your setup. I'm gonna go buy a warehouse too." like you fired me again. I got Lush Jumper over here. You know what I'm saying? You got the art up on the wall and shit. Shout out to that. That's the boss move. I hope you can sustain such a big purchase. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's why he said, I'm not taking no risk. Adam said, don't talk badly about academics, then we ain't talking badly about academics. But people, he gonna get a little, Combo pulled a little something out of him on this stream that they did.
no, like I'm not gonna.
Right in the beginning, come in swinging like Tarzan.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna like, I wasn't.
This is what you did. You went zzz,
Yeah, I
and then you went. Like you're like
just put one nut out.
yeah. And then later on, then you started talking shit.
No, I was just letting him know what happened because Brick wasn't even aware of the full extent of what happened. So I felt like it was important that.
Okay,
Brick,
no, I feel like Brick either played dumb because he wants to be.
I don't think he knew. I legitimate because you could see his reaction when I said. He said, "Oh, like you should you want to be next to him. You should have a dick inside you." Oh, big motherfucking Rick in the building. What's cracking, fool? I think that at that moment when I said that, he was surprised. He didn't know that was said, so he was like, "Oh shit, he said all that."
If it's true, that was a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, we saw it.
No,
you can pull up the footage right now.
It's not no AI shit.
No, it's not AI.
Okay, and then he's a piece of shit, dog. There's clips of him saying that he'll still fuck a younger bitch. This guy, there's clips of him.
Well, I haven't seen. Okay, so now we're talking about different. What are we talking about?
There's
are we
different
talking
clips.
about that specific.
We're talking. Okay, so look, we just talked about the kid.
I'm not gonna play it. Point and Shoot brought that clip back to life, but honestly, that clip, they said it's from like 2017 or something. That clip should have been enough to get him out the paint in the first place. That should have been Hall of Fame. Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, all that. Andre Drummond, Tristan Thompson, all them great rebounders. That should be enough to get him up out of the paint. But it didn't for whatever reason.
What more can we say? He said, put the dick in the ass. Why wouldn't you do it?
Let me ask you this. When people got on his helmet, if he had said, you know what? That was wrong.
Yes, do that. Be a man. Everybody's flaws. You know, be like, hey, you know.
Now, obviously, people would still be fucking attacking him.
But look, it's the internet. But everybody has a TikTok memory. It will be brushed off. But at least they'll remember he apologized. But you try to post all kinds of stuff and try to be like nothing happened. Fool, you're a dirtbag. You just talked about a kid. You know what I mean? Even though if it's old or not, like, come on, say something, dog. You for sure have no kids, dog. For sure he has no kids, right?
He has no kids.
Yeah, that's why. So he doesn't know when. Imagine a fool, you fucking.
As a father that made you
fuck out of that
type of way. Yeah.
Yes, compa, come on. But you're trying to push it. What if the kid was curious? Then you make him a gay fool.
Well, okay, so there's the other thing. So
like, come on.
The actual technical definition of grooming is not only getting
like Tyga what he did to
that's part of it. So hollering at a chick.
Or like what Adam did to earn the nickname Adam 16. What about that? Waiting in the bushes does not make it okay. Just because you waited in the bushes for her to turn 18 does not make it okay. That is grooming.
That's underage and being like, hey, trying to plant seeds so when you get older, then I can fuck with you, right? That's part of grooming, right? Which is horrible.
Well, Lush, if you actually believe that is horrible, why are you working with No Jumper and Adam 22? There's plenty of documents out there, plenty of video and written documents out there of Adam discussing a grooming situation that he led the charge on. There's a lot of details. So where is this energy when you're in front of people's faces? Interesting. Let's let this audio tape roll.
And 100% wrong.
Yeah, it's very, very true.
That was the very same sentiment that I was expressing to you when I text you about a story that someone from your company was running about me that was false, and a little bit of research would have showed how false it was. And what you said to me in a very braggadocious, I don't give a fuck type of manner was, I need to see something pretty significant for me to take the story down. And that be my problem with you content people. Y'all dish it in a way that y'all don't take it. What do you say to this?
Well, the first and most important thing I'd like to say is that the girl in question, I didn't even meet until she was 19. And I think this is a very important detail that I just want to really put out there. So, you gotta let me flesh this out a little bit, is that we're talking about back in the day when I think I was like 22, 21, 20.
What Adam means by didn't meet is he didn't put his meat into the girl until she was 19. But they met before she was 19. That's an important detail in the story. Let's not try to get it misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? Because when you were bragging about it on Discord, or whatever public forum where you type, it was either Reddit or Discord, you weren't saying any of this stuff. And like I said earlier, terrible at damage control. But look, Joe's gonna call him out. Let's listen to this classic, should have way more views phone call.
And I had met a girl on a message board at the time, right? And it was like an old like punk message board basically. And I knew other people that knew her and stuff, and so I thought that it was all good. We started chatting a little bit. We get on the phone. She lived in Canada, right? And so then she tells me once we hop on the phone that she's actually 16. And so my response to that, even at that time, even at 22, I did the right thing. Obviously, like getting on the phone in the first place is bad, but I did the right thing. I said, hey, I know this isn't that big a deal to you because it's legal where you're from, but it's a big deal where I'm from. So that's it. I didn't speak to her after that for like 3.5 years. I was in a relationship for the vast majority of that time. And then I get out of that relationship, and somehow me and that girl end up speaking again.
Somehow.
And then somehow, I think I saw her on Facebook as like a recommended friend or something, and we sort of started speaking again. And then, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says yes. So I go and I stay at her mom's house with her. She is 19 at this time, and I believe that would have meant that I was 25. And after that, we dated for a couple months, and it didn't work out. Super short version. And so I really, I resent this narrative that people love pushing, claiming that I slept with this girl when she was underage. It's just like 100% not true. I didn't even meet her. I didn't shake her hand until she was of age. So that's the most important thing I want to communicate to you in this whole thing, is that this isn't a thing where this rumor's out there about me and I'm embarrassed or whatever. No, it's like it didn't happen. Like, I did not meet this girl besides a brief phone call until she was of age. And I've said this. I said this on Academics' stream in 2018. I said it on Vlad's platform soon after that. But I feel like this is an important distinction, because if you want to smear me as somebody who's just down to hook up with an underage person, it really doesn't hold up, because I would hope that, like anybody, if you somehow ended up in that position of being on the phone with somebody, which granted, it's embarrassing that the phone call even happened in the first place, right? But I did not pursue anything after that, and this girl does not claim that I did. If that was the case, it would have been probably reported in the media and everything, which it wasn't. The whole thing that leads people to believe that is that there's an old blog post where I talked about the whole relationship with that girl, and I kind of like made a joke out of it at the time about the fact, and this is 2008 that I think I wrote about it. I made a joke about the fact that I, had been pretty interested in her before I realized that she was underage, right? So that's where a lot of the jokes come from. But nobody ever includes the next paragraph where I say, but she was underage, so I immediately ceased communication with her, which to me is probably one of the most important details in this, right?
Well, you see, that all sounds fine and dandy until you realize what he means by ceased communications. If he never spoke to the girl again after finding out that she was 16 at the time he had communications, I don't think anybody will be calling him Adam 16 to this day. Where things get weird and creepy is you waited in the digital bushes for 3 years, and then you spun the block and went and had a sleepover at her home in Canada. You boarded a flight to go and do this is just possibly, in my opinion, this is a peak of what divorced Adam could look like. He's gonna have to do it super under the radar now. He probably won't do it only because he has so much notoriety and because he's been getting tormented ever since this story became public. But before it was public, who knows what he would be like once this pending divorce of him and Lena the Plug, once that happens, who knows what he's gonna be doing. He might be taking down walruses and all types of wild stuff, because boy, That's some desperate stuff right there. That's desperate activities to just wait in the digital bushes like, oh yeah, now's the time. I'm sliding back. Like, oh, okay. Waiting to slide back on an adult is that's normal. But to sometimes the timing's not right, whatever. But that doesn't apply when the person was a child when you first spoke to them. You were an adult when you first spoke to them, and then you waited 3 years and spoke to them again. That is a example of grooming, allegedly.
Did you call that serendipity?
Well, the fact that I ended up in her exact city, that seemed kind of odd. Serendipity has probably too much of a positive context, but
Adam, holy shit. Holy shit.
well, it's just a word or
You have a publicist?
I do.
Okay. I went.
They would have probably, they should have told me not to use the word serendipity.
Well, y'all should probably work on your response to this stuff. You should not say the word serendipity, number one.
That's
No.
fair, but I'm just telling you what happened. Though. I mean, like what I just told you is exactly what happened. So
I know, but I want to unpack a little bit of this because I never knew that you fucked the girl. I thought this was a girl that you spoke to who was 16 when you thought she was 19. You found out how old she was, and you disappeared, and you got away from that because that can be very dangerous.
well, that is true.
Wait,
The only difference is that-
let me talk.
Okay.
Especially dealing with a girl that young, number one, but they don't know shit about shit. They don't even know when they're putting somebody in danger, according to you. You said the girl was from wherever she was from, so she didn't know what she was doing, but you knew what you were doing. You said,
Right.
I knew what I was doing, so I got away from her. Well,
Right.
you didn't get away from her if by the grace of God, she ends up back in your life while she's now of age. You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit what are you talking about?
What is the pervert shit about dating somebody once they are legal and of age?
Because you know what it sounds like, and I'm not saying this is what it is.
So the groomer, but Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years in between that. You know, it's like we just sort of ended up
You
meeting.
waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? Or the Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't fuck the girl that you were talking to while she was 16 years old?
So because I met her when she was underage, I shouldn't have fucked her when I was over it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you.
Well, in retrospect, I wish I had taken that advice. It would have made everything a lot simpler, right?
Well, yeah, if you isolate that, right? But then they have the little nasty tweet floating around where you talking about fucking young girls.
I had some. I mean, that seems like an exaggeration. I had some edgy, jokey tweets from like 2008 to 2012 or some shit that, a lot of those are pretty fucking embarrassing in retrospect. I know you, Joe. I know that you remember Twitter back in the day.
You don't still talk to this girl, do you?
No, I haven't seen her since, I don't know, 2009, maybe.
Are you aware that there are communities of legal adult men who are into that type of shit?
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, probably.
Lord have mercy, Adam. You've got yourself into quite the conundrum this time, buddy.
Is it really, though? This is the same shit from 2018.
You know what's ill about this? This is not the same incident as the one that we spoke about privately, right?
What did we talk about privately?
That allegation. I don't want to say because
No, this is that. This is that girl.
All right, and that's what we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and end the recording there, right? But thank you for watching. Thank you to anybody that may be new to the channel. Thank you to all 1,000 of y'all. Big thou wow. We're gonna keep pushing. Now the next goal is 2,000, right? But I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I ate me some good Jamaican food over the last 2 evenings as that number was getting there, you know. Popped a little bottle of wine, even though I'm usually team sober. I even poured some Hennessy on the ground for DJ Academics. And yeah, thank you to you all. And I'll see y'all in the next video. If you haven't done so already, like, comment if you want to, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.